That's right, I said it. I'm Robert, and I wanted to kind of ask you guys, hey, am I the only one that does things that may be considered adventurous? Some people may say, "Man, you're crazy," but hey, here's something that I've done in the past that, yeah, I didn't think it was too strange, but maybe you would. I used to be in the military, traveled a lot. A lot of times I have a vehicle or I don't have a vehicle. One particular time I was staying in a lodging facility on a military base, and real close to the base there was a string of restaurants. I decided to go get something to eat. I left the room, walked down the road, a couple of blocks, maybe a quarter of a mile, and entered the restaurant area. I decided, hey, I didn't want to go in, want to grab something real quick. I used the drive-thru. You know, is that something that very few people have done? Surely I'm not the only one that have walked through the drive-thru. You go up to the speaker, you order your food. You go up to the window, you pay for it, you leave. I didn't feel like going inside. You know, is that prohibited? Another situation I had where I had one of my vehicles, I guess you'd call it broke down. It was still running, but not running in the condition that you'd want to drive it in. My other vehicle that I had, which was perfectly fine running vehicle, I had removed the insurance from the car. So I didn't want to drive it. So here I am. I need to be at church to help with the ministry at my church. Most of the people that I know that live close to me, that go to my church, they don't have to be there as early as I do. So I know there must be some out there that did. I just didn't know them. We have a large church, a lot of people. So I decided that, hey, I'm going to try to get to church as early as I can to meet my timely obligation. And I didn't want to inconvenience anybody too much. So I decided to put a sign on my back that said our church initials. Our church members would recognize that, probably recognize me, pull over, give me a ride. So our church is about 15 and a half miles from my house. I decided I'll start walking. Somebody will see me. I'll get a ride soon. I'll get to church hopefully on time to help with the ministry needs of our church. I did talk to a few members that was glad to give me a ride and go with them. They didn't need to be there as early as I did, and I didn't want to inconvenience. I said, hey, I'm prior military. I like an adventure. I'm off. So I taped the back to my sign, to tape the sign to my back to my sign to my back. I take off walking. I'm about a mile away from home, and the police pulls me over. Hey, where are you doing? I got a Bible in my hand, church sign on my back. I'm walking to church. So the police is a little bit standoffish. We have about 8 feet between us, maybe, something like that. He starts asking me questions that kind of indicated to me that he felt like I was maybe a threat in the neighborhood, maybe didn't belong there. So he asked me a question. I show him my ID, this, that, and the other. So he decides to inform me that hitchhiking is illegal. When did hitchhiking become illegal? I personally think that people in our society watch way too many movies. So I asked him a question. It's 6:45 in the morning. It's a little foggy out. It's daylight, a little bit daylight. And somebody has called the police on me instead of coming to help me. I kind of find it a little bit humorous that somebody's calling the police on somebody walking down the street with a Bible and a Bible sign on a church sign on their back instead of helping them. So I told him, I said, look, if you're not here to help, just let me go. I got a long ways to go. Anyway, long story short, the police officer rode me 5 miles of my journey. I picked up my journey walking a little bit. And one of our church members, lo and behold, seen me, gave me a ride the rest of the way. All is well and good. But I'm just thinking, when did hitchhiking become illegal? I think I've been I was hitchhiking since I was 8 years old. You know, I grew up in a town called East Pittsburgh, or Braddock, which is a suburb of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I really think I can remember hitchhiking at an age as young as 8 years old. I didn't know hitchhiking was illegal. Not that I was so much of hitchhiking as I was looking for a member of our church to recognize me, see me, and ride me the other way. But, man, we watch way too many movies. And from the officer's disclosure to me, it's not only illegal in my neighborhood, it's illegal through the state of Arkansas, and I imagine through many states. So, hey, if you guys don't know it, like I didn't, hitchhike is broadly illegal. So be careful out there.